I can actually say morning. It's a bit late morning, admittedly, but the way I've been plugging away, it just feels good to be up at a time when I can still say morning, even if it's late morning. Hopefully in a few weeks, if I keep plugging away, I can be waking up at a more sensible time, and then 6 months, a year, however long it takes, at a normal time. Sorry if the light's a bit out of shape. Not great for the lighting, but it looks like I've got a massive halo, doesn't it? That's the skylight. Tell you what, moving on to the boat, this has been the most beautiful bit of it so far. It's just I don't think it's a normal install for a boat, but to see the light every day when you've got depression for seasonal what do they call it? Sad disorder, or seasonal attention deficit disorder or something. Basically, sunlight helps heal depression. And I was waking up at the flat when I was living at the flat most days, and it was dark because my room didn't have any windows, and it really amplifies the effects. Whereas when I wake up here, sunshine beaming through. We've been blessed this winter, I thought, with lots of sunshine. It just takes that edge off of the experience, and that's a lot. That counts for a lot. But I woke up today, my mind was thinking about, I say my mind was thinking, it was like it was being force-fed ideas about Bitcoin and the possibility about making and starting my own Bitcoin. Now, I had a little think about it, and I'm like, as much as it's feasible to initiate, unless it's a real project that I believe is absolutely worthwhile, my life doesn't permit me to just create a Bitcoin for no reason. So I was like, no, that's a good idea, but no thank you, not for me. And then I continued to think, but let's just share the idea on a live stream, because what it is, that's the way my mind has always been through my life. I see the world fundamentally controlled and ruled by money. It's an idea that I believe most people can accept. The world comes back to money in terms of ability, in terms of ease to life up to a certain point. They've done research where they say over a certain point, no matter how much more money you give someone, it's the same thing. So in other words, if you're on the bottom end of the spectrum, your happiness and sadness levels are going to be more towards the sad. But then you go up to, I don't know what salary you need to get. I think it was 60,000 UK pounds. So getting on towards 100,000 US dollars in terms of yearly salary. And this was back, 10 years ago. That's when happiness plateaus. Anything above that It will always stay at that level. So you could get £2 million salary and your happiness is still going to be the same as the person with a £60,000 salary. What I'm trying to say is that this is the way my mind has always been. This is where my mind has always gone. Getting control of money, get those extra few points on the graph to get to your happiness plateau, and then you can go out and be a person to the world. What's the point in fighting the world down here or living life down here when there's a whole different life experience up here? But anyway, that's my basic comprehension of the monetary system. But as a result, whenever I was creative, it was always a practical creativity. I'd always think, how can I start a business and make money? And today, because my life hasn't really been able to cater for that, for me to actually physically start a business in any way, shape or form for the longest time. So I've not really been thinking about those ideas. And today, my mind started to go to Bitcoin. It was forced. It's like there's no space in my life for me to think it myself. And I was like, yeah, well, let's just think about it anyway. It's not going to do any harm. It's a nice energy, reminds myself of myself from the past. It's no harm. And you never know, there might be an idea here where I can get rich quick and go up that happiness scale. Well, I started thinking, and once I ruled out the possibility, so I had to rule out the possibility that I was ever going to do anything with it. But first of all, let's give a quick recap. So you've got the monetary system. Money once upon a time was backed 100% against gold. So in other words, if I have, let's see if we can get a better angle rather than the light shining into people's where are we going to put you? There we go. Resting precariously on my fan and microscope. But let's rewind. Money should be 100% backed against gold. So in other words, if I, whatever country, whatever currency, the value of that £100 bill should equate to £100 worth of gold. And through the genius of economics, they found out ways to devalue currency by holding the if a currency has £10 trillion worth of active notes, I don't know how to reference it, in circulation, back when it was backed against gold, it would be a case of you'd need £10 trillion worth of gold stored somewhere so that can happen. Then they figured out, well, hang on a second, if we just put up the security on the gold, and the way the exchange I took my £100 bill to that place, I should be able to receive back £100 worth of gold. And that's in simplicity how it would work. But because there's no need to do that, because I have my, what do they call them? An IOU, a credit note. That's what money is. There was no need to really go and ever exchange it back for gold. So that gold, and people realised, well, £1 trillion sitting in this place for the last 10 years, and I've had like, what, a few £100,000 worth of people coming back to me and asking to exchange it for money. This gold is safer. This gold is safe. What I can do, I can amplify the value of that gold. And instead of having like £10 trillion worth of money in circulation, I can have 100 trillion in circulation, because nobody's ever going to, the whole population is not going to come all at the same time and ask for that gold back. And all that matters is money is in circulation. Only over the years, the economics has got more and more clever. And where it was like, started getting more, 10% value or 90% of the final value. So in other words, that they could take an extra 10% and add that to the monetary value. Then it went to 10%. So in other words, had a £1 trillion value to circulation. And it slowly got watered until money basically has and the system and the world's money. It's hands of